about half as much rainfall in April and May as they did last year. Also, the two lakes started about 8 degrees cooler on the Fahrenheit scale at the beginning of the summer. That led to less algae early in the year. You probably all noticed clearer lakes this year, right? Once we got up to around 4th of July week, that went away and it was pretty much business as usual. And now Wawasee is about 8-foot clarity. Syracuse is about 10-foot clarity after that time. So let's talk about that algae then that leads to it being a little less clear. So blue-green algae is one of the many types of algae that we have in our lake, and that one produces toxins which can be harmful to people and their pets. And we sample 16 lakes all across Kosciuszko County every week. Currently, Wawasee has the highest toxin level at 2.6 parts per billion. When we sample across Lake Wawasee, we have 8 sampling sites. It ranges from 0.3 in Conklin Bay all the way up to 3.6 in Crow Bay. So Crow Bay right now is the hot spot for toxins in Wawasee. We have a research buoy out there right now that's constantly measuring even in between those sampling times there on that lake. And we know that most of Syracuse Lake has no detection of toxins currently, even though Wawasee flows into Syracuse Lake. Most of the algae in these two lakes right now is blue-green algae, which can produce the toxin. We're tracking several species of algae in both lakes that we know can produce toxin. We're going to keep our eye on that. As water gets more stagnant and more warm, that's when we notice more of these algae. And so if you're not signed up for our notification system, please do so. You can talk to myself afterwards, or Rusty, he's our marketing communications lead. We can get you signed up for that throughout the rest of this summer. I also want to talk about E. coli. So we've been sampling E. coli at public swimming beaches across the county, as well as across our 14 stream locations that we've been sampling for several years. And then just recently, we started with WACF sampling an additional 4 locations. One of those 4 locations, South Shore, the small stream that comes from what used to be the golf course, has been really high E. coli levels since May, 6 or 7 times what the EPA limit is, all the time since May. When I look at more broadly the streams that we sample, we have 5 streams that we sample around Wawasee and Syracuse lakes that we've done for years. And one of those, Dillon, which should sound familiar from what Jerry was just talking about, has been above that EPA limit every time we've sampled it since May this year. And so if we want to look next at sources, what are next steps of the E. coli, we can work up into the streams and see where it's coming from. We could also do genetic testing to see where that E. coli is coming from as well. So stay tuned for that. Okay.